did change the settings this time, but we will say.
I think people will be able to hear me. I think I heard myself typing.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Whoa.
Oh, we did it as a sound check. Sound check.
Caleb is in chat. Welcome to the Budrush. Bellow, bellow, bellow,
Hello, hello, hello.
I'm your host, Tommy Fresh. You are all my buds. As always, we are joined by Mr. Viz, aka Gary. How you doing, buddy?
Doing well, man. Just hanging out. It's a scorcher out there today. Humid, and it was like 96 or something.
Yeah, it was
Brutal.
awful. It was like terrible.
Brutal.
I was.
Honestly,
What?
yeah.
What? Say it. No.
Absolutely brutal. I am so happy we got air conditioning.
Yeah.
Because, oh man, horrible out there.
It was brutal.
The humidity is really, really hurting.
You know, as everyone always says, it's not the heat, it's the humidity.
It's always the humidity that gets you.
Yeah, Lady Fresh hit me with that one today. I'm like, what? Come on, girl. What are we doing here? But it was like 95 today, like where I was, and I'm like in my car, and just like it gets cold with the AC, but then I got to get out, go into an account, and then by the time I get back to my car, it's already a scorcher again in there. So
hot seatbelt, you know.
Mm-hmm. You know, it is what it is. It is. Mr. Viz got a big old caterpillar on his lip.
Yeah.
Just as as we wrote it up, we were like, this is the summer of the stash. But
hot stash summer. Yeah,
that is true. So we got a great episode for everyone today. Hopefully, oh my God, something just got unplugged. Can everybody still hear me? I hope.
I'm unplugged.
Sorry, I'm just
trying
to bring over my little Steam Deck over here. We got a great episode for you all today. We're going to crack some packs. As always, we're going to, talk about our bad beats, maybe good beats. We don't know. We'll find out in the Scabskin moment of the week. We're going to talk about demigods because we got a whole new card type this past weekend, which is insane. Yeah. And we're going to just talk about it. It's pretty interesting. And then we're going to draft our favorite spoilers from spoiler weekend. We're going to take a lot of things into account there, right? We're going to take, the card, the actual reveal, because some people had some great reveals. They were dope.
Absolutely.
Sigmas, are you redeemed or consumed today, guys? I feel a little bit consumed by the heat that we had, but
yeah, a little bit consumed over here.
We're going to feel redeemed by the end of this show. I can guarantee you that. But yeah, we're going to draft the favorite spoilers and then we're going to have a great show. But before we do get to that, I want to give some shout outs to those of you who bring the show to the world. Is the Patreon, which keeps the mic hot and the lights on, and every little bit helps. Check it out. It's in the show notes. It's in the link tree. On top of that, Bud's Discord, best place to be, best place to hang out in Flesh and Blood. We have a ton of great members. We're growing every day, and it's just a great place to chill, talk about Flesh and Blood, talk about life, talk about food, talk about whatever. And then on top of that, I want to shout out to the YouTube, which you guys are watching. We hit 500 subscribers. I'll be doing the Adult Leviah Shadowborn Abomination cosplay.
Gotta clarify now.
And Gary will be the rabbit that she sacrificed. And we're pretty close.
Can I edit mine to be the 13 people that she sacrifices?
He'll just be changing throughout the show. This is person number 4.
It's basically just like TikTok where somebody comes into the room and they've got 3 roommates, but they're all stitched together in different outfits.
yeah. I mean, it is. Caleb, what big news is it? The prof news? We could talk a little bit about that. Absolutely.
We got a lot of news.
But yeah, we're only 38 subscribers away from this. Now, obviously, a lot of you that are watching are probably already subscribed. But tell your friends, tell your buds, get your we all know people in Flesh and Blood that just maybe don't watch a lot of content yet, and maybe they'll start to. Bring them on in, come on over. So, yeah.
Come on over.
And Fresh and Buds, obviously still kicking. Episode 99 tomorrow with Hamish from Push the Point. We had a great chat. Oh, yeah. We'll touch on the nail in the coffin if you want, Caleb. But we got a great show for you all. And it's going to be a blast. So that's all the upkeep we had to do. But do you want to crack some packs?
Absolutely. I'm relinquishing my role today. Dun, to Dr. Fresh over there. He's going to be rolling the old Scabskin today.
Ooh, looks pretty nice. And we got a Diabolic Offering and an Expendable Limbs. And you know what? We'll call them each a Gambler's Gloves today.
We're rolling big.
Yeah, if we don't get the roll, if we don't get at least 2 packs, we're cracking until we don't have Gambler's Gloves left. But
all right.
You know what's funny? Do I even have a D6? Oh yeah, I do. I do have a D6.
You better.
I got a D6. We got this nice purple and green with yellow dots sent in by a viewer. No, these are ones I own. I just watch Adventures in Ardia on TikTok a lot. Roll for Sandwich.
Roll for Sandwich. Here we go.
All right, so we're going to roll for these packs. We got 3 Outsiders packs. We got this week and next week of Outsiders packs, and hopefully we'll just switch all over to Dusk Till Dawn until we can't buy any more of them. Hopefully this is they just sell out. But let's go. What do you think?
I'm thinking 4 right here.
How about we just get a 6?
Off the top.
How about we just get a 6?
Off the dome.
Oh my God. Let's go. I don't even need to use my expendable limbs. I'll tell you that. For free.
Honestly, I'll tell you that for free. You could, if you were rolling 6s, you could, Skull Crushers and get a whole thing going.
Oh, well, I could use the new club.
Oh yeah, high roller stick or whatever?
Something stupid like that. I love that card so much. I can't wait to brew it. That's gonna be a UPF deck.
Yeah.
Yeah. But all right, let's crack these packs. First one. Let's move this out of the way.
These Japanese or are they Belgian?
These are Japanese. So.
All right.
Oh boy. All right. Trading that dice for a Fable.
Last 2 weeks with these jokes, Tom. You better work it out.
All right, Twin Twisters. What's worse than I don't know. What's worse than the Twin Twisters? Probably, actually, the yellow's pretty good. Or not?
Yeah, the yellow's pretty good.
Malign, yellow, it's fine. Brush Off.
Big Brush Off.
Brush Off's pretty good. I'll be lying.
It's
not as good as Widowmaker Red, for sure. Let's put that right there. Blue Head Jab.
At the top.
Fine card. Yellow Seek Horizon, not too exciting. Yellow Sedate, not too exciting. Sedation Shot is exciting, though, especially at
Beautiful.
red. Spring
Over
Load.
Widowmaker?
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like the on-hit on Sedation Shot. Spring Load Blue. How about Spring Blowed? We don't want it. Mask of Many Faces, certainly fine. I don't think it's better than what we got going on so far. Short and Sharp.
Going. I love Short and Sharp.
Hurl.
Hurl's better than Short and Sharp, though.
Yeah, I would look at Hurl for sure. Oh, we do get a Majestic here. Wander with Purpose.
Interesting.
When this hits, you may discard a card with 0. Oh, it basically gives Benji Katsu.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd take that.
Yeah, I don't know.
You could just draft Katsu instead.
Yeah.
We got a Yellow Razor's Edge foil and some tokens.
I'm taking the Hurl here.
I think that's fair. Take the Hurl.
Hurl's like really good. 0 for 3, go again. You can deal some unblockable damage.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty nice damage.
Damage is good, I've heard. But we'll put that behind.
Especially unblockable, Well, Benji likes to be unblockable anyway, but
yes. All right, let's crack the second pack here. No Plague Hive yet.
Next week or this week, we'll see.
All right, Descending Gustwave Blue. Not something I'm crazy about. yellow or
Ranger is pretty good, but not as a blue.
not great. Feisty Locals red is good.
Yeah,
Not super exciting.
Not as good as Blue Widowmaker.
Blue Little Widowmaker is the best blue in Ranger for sure. Be Like Water.
Pretty
Blue
good.
is fine. Yeah. Blue. I'm not huge on Blue Scout. Like it's totally fine to play. I don't even really you want to play a lot of blues in like Riptide or anything like that.
You want to play a bunch of zeros that are reds.
Yeah, reds and yellows. Brush
I like
off.
yellow brush off though, but
Yeah.
not as good as the others.
Not as good as
blue.
Widowmaker. Blue Falcon Wing, maybe.
Oh, Freewheeling Renegades, drugs.
Drugs. It says drugs. It's a pharmacy. Fleetfoot Sandals. Cool card. Not what we want to do.
Ooh,
Post
Fox
Malone.
Malone.
Yellow though. Not great. I love Boulder Trap.
Boulder Trap. Oh, that sucks. Because you want to take that, but it's not great.
Yeah, it's certainly not the best in this set. Humble, and then a blue bonds.
Ooh.
And then nothing else. So sad.
I don't know. I would take the blue bonds.
Really? Over Widowmaker?
I mean, depends, right? It really depends. See, the Widowmaker, what I've realized is every time I play as Riptide, it's just like people just say how many cards are you presenting, and then they play more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but Bonds of Ancestry is like that butter, you know, for those ninja decks.
Sure. I'll take Bonds.
Oh, he's listening today.
I'm feeling generous.
Oh, okay.
Capolo says Be Like Water's better than Blue Widowmaker, in my honest opinion. Well, I'm glad you're being honest, Capolo. But I disagree. Let's open this third pack. Fable time.
Here it is.
And
play a good mean.
Spire Sniping. Azalea.
Oh, Azalea loves that.
Seek Horizon Yellow. No, we already discussed that. Head Jab. Yellow Prowl.
Is that what sound the blue head jab makes? Like a duck?
It's only one damage. Blue Twin Twisters. If we're in Benji, I do like.
You love a yellow feisties.
Yeah, feisty. Oh well.
Oh well.
Come on, you're not gonna stay off of this one.
It's all trash.
I do like Red Peace of Mind though, but it's not gonna.
Blue drugs.
There, blue freewheeling renegades. Silken Ghee is good, but man, I think this is probably a better pick. Right, keeps you open.
Put it up there. We'll see.
Oh, and then we also have Bleed Out Red.
This is a brutal pack.
Brutal in like a good way, right?
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh my god.
Infectious Host. Dang. A foil cut down to size and no Fable.
No Fable today. All right. Here's what you do.
Take them all and cheat.
Take them all. No, I think it's Blood Rot Trap. Like it's easy. I think Blood Rot Trap is just it's one of those cards.
It is. God. I've been burned by Infectious Host so many times in this format. But I do like Blood Rot Trap. I would take it because I'd want to end up
in Riptide.
And Blood Rot Trap's actually won me games before, which is
I mean, if you play against a lot of reaction decks, that's the reaction one, right?
Yeah.
So, and Azuri's everywhere, right? So
Azuri's everywhere, and then Ninja has some stuff, but it's not great in the mirror, but it's still a instant speed or not instant speed, reaction speed block 3. So, hey, we did it.
Great packs. We did it.
They were good packs. I mean, we'll take the Wander with Purpose. It's a good card.
We'll take it.
It's a good card. Do you think they'll ever give us an adult Benji?
I feel like Benji gets significantly worse as time goes on, his age wise. You know what I mean? Like as he gets more health, it's like 30, 38. If or like dealing 40 unblockable damage is kind of difficult.
Yeah,
you know. especially for an aggro deck. I don't
Yeah.
know. You think we'd get like an adult Kasai?
I don't. They always talk about that. I don't know. But the thing about Benji as an adult, right? If Benji has more time to set up Crouching Tigers, I think like you're looking, because even already Katsu and like Fi to a certain extent can pull off like a big Crouching Tiger turn.
Yeah.
And if you could do the same with Benji and they're all unblockable.
Oh yeah, it's a good point.
You're like, then you're really cooking with gas. So like, it's tough. It's tough. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's fair. I mean, you have to think about who he's racing, right? Like, is he going to be faster than Fi? Probably not.
Yeah.
But like, he can deal unblockable damage, and I think if he gets a lot of negative on hits, I think he could be really, really scary.
Yeah.
Because I don't think there's a lot of nasty on hits besides drawing card, right?
Vipox is kind of.
Oh yeah, Vipox is
nasty.
pretty nasty.
Yeah. Stuff like that. You know, it'd be interesting. I doubt they'll ever do it, and if they do, they'll give them different text. But
yeah,
we'll see. But hey, listen. Speaking of different texts, and different and really bad segues, Scabskin Mill of the Week. This is a segment, folks, where we talk about, well, the biggest high or low that we had in our week. And Gary, you can take the floor.
Yeah, so I had a really high this week. Well, the reason we didn't go last week is because I was in Canada for a vacation, which was really nice. The problem is I had a very big low there too. Also, shout out to Montreal having like 7 card shops all accessible from the subway. Like, pretty awesome. Crazy, pretty awesome, right? Honestly, everybody in Montreal eating good up there with the card shop life. But yeah, so we were in Canada for 6 days. I would say the low roll started, and the low roll started in the beginning, and we rolled high by the end of the game. You know, so we show up, flight's pretty good, except when we get to Montreal, I get pulled to the side by customs. Because I filled out a custom form separate from Paige, and I bought the tickets together. So I think that they thought I was like doing something messy because my pass said that I bought 2 tickets, but my customs thing said I was only 1 ticket. And so they pulled me to the side, and I was like, I got my bag searched. It wasn't great. You know, talked to me a lot about, you know, what I was doing, who I knew. I said I knew this really weird guy named Tommy Fresh, who said, and they were like, yeah, we might not be able to let you in. We got to look this guy up. So, did you get that phone call? No, did they?
No, you didn't give my name.
No.
It's like, I'm not reliable. Gary who?
Gary who? But no, and so I get pulled out of the customs, and I'm just like, let's just go. Let's just get to our hotel. And then Paige is there waiting by the baggage carousel. And we don't check bags, but for this trip, the flight was so small that they made us check all of our like, you know, you get a personal item and a carry-on.
Mm-hmm.
They made us check all of our carry-ons.
Yikes.
And we literally just like dropped it. They literally put it at the gate. They scan it, they pick it up, and then they put it on the carousel when you get there. Well, when we got there, Paige's bag was not taken off of the plane. So, so we get there and we're like, where is it? Because we didn't check the bag. They just literally picked it up. They took it from us, put it onto the plane, and then we took off. So we sat at the airport for another, half an hour, 45 minutes while they looked for it. Nobody could find it. So we just, we left, got to our hotel, did some shopping. We had to buy like 3 or 4 days of clothes for her because we didn't know when the bag was going to show up. Luckily, bag showed up. Bag got delivered to us the next day, so it was pretty good. She now has to fight for all those clothes that she had to buy because they lost the bag, which is a whole thing. But I'm not worried about it.
Yeah. Not your problem.
Yeah. But then the low roll keeps on rolling. So we we decided to go do 2 cities. We went to Quebec City and we went to Montreal for this trip. So we spent 3 days in Quebec City, 3 days in Montreal. To get there, between the two, we took a train. It was about a 3.5 hour train ride, not that bad. We get on, it's nice, pretty nice. It's like Amtrak, pretty much. If you've taken Amtrak, it's just Amtrak that has really cool tray tables because they like come out of the hands thing. It's like you have your little armrest and you open it up and there's like this like transformer tray table came out, pretty cool. So we get on the train. 30 minutes in, they tell us that we're going to be stuck for 2 hours.
Ugh.
Because somebody is stuck on the tracks. And the way they were stuck is, so there's a bridge that goes over the river, and then there's train tracks underneath. So like it's kind of like the Patco, the Patco goes under the bridge kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, this is like a whole commuter rail, and somebody was stuck on the bottom tracks, so they had to close down that whole bridge, get the police to help rescue people from the train tracks underneath the road. So we were stuck there for 2 hours just waiting. Everybody got out of the train. We were just like, we just want to oh, sorry, Kaz, I didn't I didn't know what
it was.
I don't know what. Sorry about whatever was going on there. I don't know if you tripped or what, but I got water and a cookie out of it. So from a train attendant named Steve.
Nice.
But Steve was just going down with this bucket of cookies, just going, here you go, here you go, here you go. Nice guy, Steve. But anyway, we got to Montreal. It was nice. And by the end it was great. But you sometimes you low roll and you roll low. And we were sitting in the airport when Paige lost her bag, and I said, because Paige and I sometimes I asked her do you know what it means to low roll before? Roll low. She was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. so every time an instance comes up where we could be, say, rolling low, I say, so we're sitting there in the airport waiting for the American Airlines people to find their bag, and I was like, you know what, Paige? We just rolled real low today. She wasn't very happy about it, but it is. I'm not worried about it.
She's like, do you know what rolling low is? No. Well, here's his deck. It's called Reinar. Just play it, man. No, that's brutal, man. Well, I mean, I'm sure you had some.
Oh, it was a great time.
Some high rolls too in there, but like you usually remember the low rolls, right? But,
oh yeah. I mean, high roll, we got free transit while we were in Quebec City because our hotel was doing like a promotion. Like if you stayed at a hotel, you get free transit. So we got to go to pretty much everywhere in Quebec City for free, which is really nice. So win some, lose some, but yeah.
I like it. No, I mean I don't like it, but like I like that it happened for us to talk about. No, it's brutal. Yeah. It is brutal. I mean, like I don't know what's going on up there. They're having low rolls out the wazoo in Canada right now.
They're on fire.
The fires, everything else, and just like it's brutal. I'm glad you made it out alive. I didn't really have many. So my high roll was like, oh yeah, did the spoiler video, which we'll talk about in a minute, but like the only low roll going on right now is Talishar doesn't, like the new Levi cards don't work on Talishar yet. So we're just getting like antsy, I'm like,
oh yeah,
it's not even that much of a low roll. It's like, I just want to play. I just want to play with these cards, but obviously
you want to deal with blood debt ever again, right?
No, it's unfortunately it's still going to happen, whether it's actual blood debt or just getting decked out or something like that. So yeah. It should be interesting, but yeah, man, brutal. But we do got some fun stuff to talk about.
Oh, so much fun stuff.
And I just mentioned. Let me actually move this out of the way real quick. But I mentioned Levia. Yeah. These are Bolton cards. We don't need to look at them. But we got Levia redeemed, right? So this is a new two-faced card that you put in your inventory. It's a demigod or demi-hero. I've been calling it demigods. It's demi-hero. But so we don't really need to talk about Levia specifically here. I think I just want to talk about the design, right? So yeah, I looked at Levia. I'm like, well, they said what can we do with this hero that makes sense thematically, with the lore, with the story, everything going on, and also makes sense with how her deck plays currently, and also fixes some of the issues with her deck. Now, the biggest issue with her deck is always not that you would randomly lose to Blood Debt. I actually don't think that was the biggest issue with Levi. I think that was a pretty good way to design her because her cards are quite powerful. The problem is, once you got in the back foot, like you had to block. If you had to block out, you would just lose, right?
Right.
And like even if you would lose to yourself more than your opponent would kill you, right? And
well, at the end of the game, Levi kills somebody,
Yeah, exactly. So they were like, all right, well, we're gonna give her this double face card. One side's the consumed, and this one's like you kind of have to set up for. And then once you flip it, you still have this risk of like decking yourself and whatnot, and like a lot of your cards don't work as well because they're going to be flipped face down. But you get put in a position basically where you have a 5-card hand, 5 to 6 card hand every turn cycle, and
really cool.
It's really awesome. Certain cards really work really well with this side, like Guardian of the Shadow Realm is awesome in the consume list. It's also pretty good in the other redeem list as well, and so that's pretty cool. And then on the other side is redeemed, and this is like, oh, all your cards lose Blood Debt. You can only activate it if you have 13 or more cards of Blood Debt in your banish zone, but it costs an action to transform into this. Consumed happens when you would take the life that would put you at 13 or lower or whatever. But that being said, the design, I think they could use again, right? This is really unique. It lives in your sideboard / your inventory, whatever you want to call it. It's technically the inventory, right? And it lives there, and you bring it out. You never have to actually side it in or anything like that. It just takes up a slot in your deck.
Yeah.
Now, Gary, in your opinion, are there any heroes that they can revisit here and design a demi-hero style card?
Oh, yeah. But before we move on to that, I do want to make one comment about this card. And I think it's really funny because, last week or 2 weeks ago, we drafted, shadow cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I specifically picked Bellows from the something of hell.
Convulsions
Yeah,
from the Bellows.
Yeah. But see, now every single deck list that you make, Tom, you now have to write Leviah Redeemed / Blasphemet, Leviah Consumed. And I believe that's a lot more characters.
100%.
And so...
Well, it's 2 characters.
Well,
yes,
got me. Good joke, great joke. Yeah, you saved all the good jokes for after the card opening. Yeah, so, but yeah, I'm just really happy that they made you write. Maybe you'll learn and you'll print out your deck list ahead of time without after the sixth tournament of writing that all out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is really interesting because like Leviah Redeemed is like, she's essentially, I was watching your stream with Ethan and John Smith this week, and Leviah Redeemed is so cool because she replaced both cards replace your hero, but essentially replacing your hero card wipes all the damage that's currently done to them. So putting Leviah Redeemed into play means you start at 8.
Yep.
So you can actually go to 1 and flip to Leviah Redeemed and heal 7.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Which is so cool. It's an action, so you have to do it on your turn, and it doesn't have go again, so it's a very, very resource intensive action. I mean, you have to flip all the cards in your banished down face down. But wow, what a powerful card. I really think a lot of heroes could get this treatment. I don't know if they decided to do this because Starvo was broken, and then or this is just kind of a way to retool a hero without saying hey, we don't want to completely destroy the fan base this hero has,
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if sorry, my headset's dying. Imagine if you love to play Bravo, and then Starvo wasn't insanely broken, but broken enough where you just never played Bravo again. You just played a better version of Bravo the whole time.
Yeah.
I think this concept allows you to still play your hero while also just getting, I think John said it, 81 cards in your deck versus 80, because this is 2 cards,
Yeah,
right?
it's
So
2
you have
cards. Yeah, I mean it's interesting, right? Like I think this is confirmation that they won't reprint heroes until they LL, right? Like
yeah,
they learn their lesson, like you said with Starvo, and it's unique. And but I do wonder how often they will do this specific design, right? Right,
yeah.
because they could have easily done one for Bolton as well, right? This set.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Um,
I think I
yeah.
think yeah, I see this as kind of a skill tree almost. I think my friend Junior called it this. Essentially, like at a certain point in the progression of the game, you've either taken enough damage or you've gotten to a state where you're almost like Super Saiyan, or you're opening a gate of some kind. Whatever, insert whatever anime power trope you want here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, for me, I would love to see Viscerai do this. Right? You have him becoming, like, submitting his will to the Demonastery versus him breaking from the Demonastery, similar to what Leviah is going through, except he returns to either his like Demonastery state, which would be insane.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, his not the monastery, his draconic state. I think another great one for this, honestly, I think Capullo wrote it, that would be Dash. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, Dash already has the mech, right? But like Dash, like having a breakthrough, like if you've played 2 Spark of Genius this game, you could play this from your inventory, and you just have this like Brainiac Dash or this like Mad Scientist Dash because she's had, or all 3 Spark of Genius. You know what I mean? Like that'd be really cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, Mara says remake the mech, just like
Yeah.
it in a
Mhm.
lot of ways this design could have been part of the mech initially,
Yeah.
right? But
It might have been the magnum opus of the mech,
yeah, they could have
right?
been
The
like,
mech.
"Oh, this is kind of cool. Where can we take it?" Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, I see Dash and I see Viscerai doing this really well. You know, I think Bolton definitely like could do it if he's could reach a door. I don't know why Dory doesn't have one. I feel like Dory would be a great one for this too.
yeah, yeah, it's like a little tough, right? Like it'd be blurring a lot of lines, right? If like cuz Dory everybody's like, "Well, she's going to become a light hero or light warrior at some point." Or at least that's what people assume based on her alignment with Solana and yada yada yada. But I think it's just not super intuitive to do this
Right.
for that, because then like sure like would become a light demi hero, but like the you don't get the new cards. You don't get to put the light cards in, right? Like unless there's like some kind of
Yeah.
static effect in, like if Dory Redeemed is in your inventory, you may play light cards, but that just feels super.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
my thought was this, like this moment in time. So the card that Dead Summer spoiled, which might be on my list later, Murloc Hill, right? this
Mm-hmm.
this moment, this story, Magic does this really well with some of the cards in their set. They have these like story spotlight cards
Yeah.
where like you have the card, it's cool, whatever, but then in the bottom of the text it says story spotlight. This kind of thing would be really cool because like a moment in time is very triggering for a hero, or like almost ignites their spark almost. And I don't mean like she would then be kind of become a light hero, but what my thought is like she reaches a different state of the game, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so whether that's light, whether she gets another light card, or whether it's, you may start with light equipment in your inventory when you play Murloc Hill this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing. It would be very specific, right? But that's kind of the fun of a lot of this kind of, very thematic building, right? Like you can build a story into your deck. You're not just building with viability. I mean, leviability, if you
Leviability.
want
No, thank
to.
you.
Yeah, yeah. Leviability. Anyway, say it one more time, and it'll be really funny, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Rule of three. Rule of three.
Rule of threes. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's about these spark moments.
Yeah, yeah. I could see them in the revisitation of Dromai doing something like this,
Mhm.
right? You know,
Ooh,
Dromai becomes the empress, like, and kind of has this huge moment in her story. Uh, Even Icelander, right? Icelander
yeah.
maybe because from my recollection, Icelander's like a little bit lost in trying to find out who she is, right? And in the moment that she finds out who she is, you get to kind of like you would get this kind of big demi hero card thing.
Yeah. I was actually chatting with one of our locals about this. I said because he likes Dromai, and I was explaining how Levia and like what why she gets this card. And my thought with the Dromai one is, there's the one where she becomes the mother of dragons, where she is quite literally creating the dragons herself.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing here is she could have a form where she becomes a goddamn dragon, is what the message says, or she's significantly better at creating the big dragons. Or she could be mother of dragons, where rather than creating ash, she's just creating these ash wings.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so sacrificing the ash creation to create more dragons, but that means she can't make big dragons.
That'd be kind
That
of
kind of thing,
interesting. Yeah, yeah.
right? Like some sort of like you're committing to something.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think currently she'd be the best example, right? Like, I think
Yeah.
there's like a lot you could do there, and it's really. I mean, we could say any hero that we just really
Every
like
yeah
Viscera, like or like Riptide or
yeah.
whatever. But a lot of them like thematically will not really make sense. Dromai Mara makes a ton of sense. I think even Phi would make a lot of sense. Like there's so
Oh
much
yeah.
story going on the Volcor and Uprising storyline that a lot of it really would ring true with this design. And I'm interested to see where they take it.
Yeah, I mean, sorry. Now I'm thinking Phi, right? Like at the start of your turn, put a Phoenix Flame into your hand, take 1 damage, or
Yeah.
take like he could just be burning. He could be burning hot, and then he burns out, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Oh man, this could be so crazy.
Table Pits is Genus redeemed when. I mean, that would be Reinar, man of culture and class. Mars says he gets a monocle. I mean, you know, so this is actually came up. It's a little bit of a tangent, but this came up in the Buds Discord. We were talking about like, oh, are we going to the Savage Lands next? Right? I know Dust Till Dawn's not even out, but like we're already thinking about the next thing because that's what we do, and you know that's the one thing. Like Reinar's story does not have a lot of things going on, right? And the Savage Lands in general. And I'd be really interested to see how they tackled it. Now, if we got a new Reinar, or this would be their kind of chance to give Reinar something similar. Although it would feel a little bit redundant that two brutes got this, but it also would, kind of be like a big indicator to be like, what's going on with brute. But maybe we got to think about how we design it a little bit different. But yeah, I don't know. It's all very exciting, but
Oh yeah. Well, before the Savage Lands, let's talk about the leak we had today, just a little bit.
oh yeah, let's
Uh,
talk about it.
there was a little bit of a leak today about the professor product.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was a little article that came out. It wasn't like an official thing, but it was in like a trade publication. So I think it's like it's the professor around the table or something, and it's essentially like a game night style thing. I think it was like $70 MSRP. You get the professor as a mech. You get
Mm-hmm.
a bard
A
named
bard.
Melody. Yeah, and a guardian named Bravant, which I was looking at a Bravant earlier, the name that they put, and it's like a seed company. I might mean something else, but what if we get another Earth Guardian?
Yeah, that'd be interesting, right? Yeah, yeah. I mean, I have a feeling it's going to be very
Yeah,
this
it could
is
be very
very generic.
could
And
be PVE though.
it could be. They say 4 heroes. We don't know what the fourth one is.
Hmm.
Now that could be the E, right?
Yeah, could be the environment.
Yeah, it could be it could be the missing piece to that puzzle. And yeah, it's but also I don't think it is because we got the with the United We Stand card,
Yeah.
and that's really hinting at what PvE is. I think 2024 is the year for it, but
Yeah.
I
I
think
do want
it's
to shout
a
out one thing about it.
UPF thing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
UPF for sure. What's really cool is it comes with a playmat,
Mm-hmm.
which I believe it said it was a vinyl playmat, not like a paper playmat,
Mm-hmm.
and 1,000 count storage box,
Yeah.
which is huge because a lot of the starter product for other games like Pokemon has these like giant starter kits that are basically this intro. You know, you buy it and you get your it's like your basic starter player kit. You get your box, you get a playmat, you get all your energies or whatever. Oh man, it's feeling like the perfect starter kit. Hopefully they do some good, you know, card duplication in it, but
Yeah.
I don't want
Well,
to have one Majestic per deck
it's
kind of
hard to
thing.
say. They said 100 plus new cards. Now, I wouldn't hold your breath to say that these new cards are gonna be good or playable or even like legal in things. We don't know. This is literally just the basically the same publication we saw Dust Till Dawn, right?
Yep.
They send it out to all the game store owners. It's very exciting. $70 for four decks, and like all this other stuff sounds really awesome. I made the point on Twitter. This is the perfect example of a way to get people to learn the game. Right? It's in this contained thing, and if my memory serves me correct, when I had Stephen Cookus, and if you're in chat, Stephen, I know you like to chime in sometimes. I believe he mentioned something like about how cool that would be, right? Like to be able to just have a product that you can just play with everyone. And if that's what we're getting here, we don't really. I mean, like it could. So that's the thing with these publications is they're trying to get the stores to buy in on it, so they could be hyping it up all they want. Obviously, Dusk Till Dawn isn't disappointing. This doesn't seem to be disappointing either. But we don't know if exactly what that is. But I'm sure it's going to be a great opportunity to kind of teach people, right, this game and just get people over. Like, come on over, yeah, and shuffle up and play. That's a professor thing, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah, a lot of fun stuff this week. I mean, we the spoilers. I guess that's a good transition to talk about our favorite spoilers, huh?
Oh yeah, it's a great. We're just getting Gary. We're getting spoiled all the time. We're getting spoiled all the time. Let me see if I bring. Oh wow, we are here.
Wow, my favorite untitled spreadsheet.
Untitled spreadsheet. I'll let you draft first. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna draft our favorite spoilers from Dusk Till Dawn over the weekend. So, you go ahead first, buddy. I'll give you first, and you can get a little wild.
All right. So this is gonna sound like I'm wasting my first pick, but I'm not wasting my first pick because I want you to rub your ego a little bit with your first pick. But my first pick is from Bagel TCG. And the card that I love the most of all the spoilers is Phantom Wraith.
Okay. Phantom Wraith.
Yep, it's Phantom Banshee, but it costs one less, and it attacks for 6, 5, and 4.
It's a good blue.
A common. It's a very good blue. It's a very good red. That card is insane. The amount of times you get to play that card off of a 1-card hand in Vincent is kind of nuts. You can present 8 damage off of a 1-card hand with 2 rune chance. It's insane. The fact that you can block 9 and then present 8, it's kind of better than swing big, Like maybe it's too busted.
Wait, do you think LSS regrets that card?
No, definitely not. I can tell that I can very much tell that did not want to do a one cost rune gate.
No, no.
But
Too
but
good.
also, I've been talking about it for quite a while in the Buds Discord about how, I wasn't the biggest fan of Phantom Banshee because it's a rune gate of 3, and I was like, I'm praying. I don't pray to a lot of things, but I'm praying to whoever runs the monastery to get me a 2 for 6 rune gate, and it was spoiled by one of my friends, Bagel TCG. So I thought it was a great kind of happenstance thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think Vincent's really cool. I played against a Vincent earlier today, and it felt like you were losing to a Runeblade in a different way.
Yeah.
Like,
Did they play Phantom Wraith?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
they did. The card was quite good. Now my first pick is going to be a Leviathan card. Can you guess which one?
Probably Diabolic.
No.
No. Oh, you know what it is? It's Skitterpeed.
Slithering Shadowpeed, which was spoiled by Push the Point. They always do a great job. I think. I want to give Gary the opportunity to pick expendable limbs before I do.
We're playing chicken here.
Yeah, we're playing chicken. I mean, obviously,
right.
that is like a pick one for me for the rest of my life. But I gotta say, like, Shadowpeed is dope. This card's awesome. Right, 1 for 6. You could just play it from hand, and sure, it doesn't block, but also if you banish it from hand, you can still play it, and that is just so buttery for Leviathan, and it's going to go down as maybe one of the best Leviathan cards that she has, and it's very exciting, and the art's insane. It's spooky, it's scary, and God, I just love it. Love it.
Awesome. Yeah, that card's really scary. I mean, a 1 for 6 is really good, right? Like, what can you do, right?
What can you do? What's your second pick?
So my next pick is so I didn't watch too many spoiler videos. I think I only watched like one.
Mm-hmm.
Just kidding. And it wasn't yours. No, I watched definitely watched 2 because we watched them together. But my next one is a really boring card. A very boring card. It's basically 3 cards stapled together, but I don't care because it is amazing. You can start typing it. It's Dyadic Carapace, spoiled by Team Covenant.
Dyadic.
Dyadic.
Dyadic. Dic?
I see, yeah, dyadic, as in 2.
And what was the second word? Sorry.
Carapace, like a bug.
Oh God, can you spell that?
Cara.
Cara.
Pace.
Pa. Oh, yeah, obviously.
Well, duh.
Yeah. Yeah, that card is pretty sweet.
This card is nuts, dude. Like, it is. I feel like in the future, every hero will have a card like this. So I'm loving it for now. But basically, this card is 3 sideboard slots just stapled into one card. Like, you play this into every single wizard match, and then you immediately have a 2 block to block their Nourishing Emptiness if they have it. Oh my gosh, Craig.
Right, the New Jersey. All right. Okay.
You got to remember, he also lived in Florida for a while.
I did live in Florida 6 years. Those are formidable years.
But yeah, as Matt in chat says, AB2 that blocks 3 during the game is legit. So remember that card that nobody plays anymore, Arcanite Skullcat?
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, this card is just better.
Yeah.
Than Arcanite Skullcat. Because it both has temper, so it's not too broken where it just sits around, but it's got AB2 stapled on it. Like, what the hell? I don't need to play No Room Boots anymore. Who needs them?
Yeah, I mean,
there's no need. You got Runeblade has AB3 on their gloves and their chest now, which means we get to either play AB4 for the helmet, and we get to keep Spellbound Creepers. Let's go. or as many have called it, no, iron rot boots, but whatever.
Well, I mean, it is pretty sweet. I saw that card and I knew people were gonna kind of like poo poo on it because it's like not flashy, right?
Yeah.
It's just, it's yeah. Mara plays Skullcap.
I do want one more thing about Dyadic because I love it so much. It's also great that this card is a Runeblade card because it both protects against physical and arcane, and it's so it's boring, but it's so thematic. And I love Skullcap Mara. I love it so much. I think it's not better than New Horizon, but it's still very good.
What does that even do? All right, my second pick. Gotta say, sorry to my friend Ethan Van Sant, but he bubbled out of first again.
Oh,
no, Levia Redeemed.
Okay.
I mean, we already talked about it. I'm not gonna. First consumed.
Yeah.
I can't type. Sorry.
You have to type it. No, it's Blasphemet Levia consumed.
Yeah. So we already talked a lot about this card, but I mean, this was a game changer. Kicked off the Shadow day on spoiler season, and it was new. It is exciting. It makes people excited about a hero that not a lot of people were excited about. It is just game changing. It doesn't feel broken. It doesn't feel like they printed Starvo 2.0. It feels just good and awesome and flavorful. It just was a win on all cylinders, and Ethan had a great reveal, which it's funny. He's explaining how the card works, and then I hang out in the League of Levia, and people were like, "Can you do this?" He's like, "Did you watch the video?" Well, kinda, So he's like, "How about you just watch the video? I explain all of that." So I mean, it is a very rules intensive card, but it's awesome, and I can't wait to hopefully play it soon. So yeah.
Yeah, I think Mara makes a good point. That card makes people actually want to play Levia, right? And you got the screenshots ready to show everybody.
Yeah. Oh, I got receipts of people poo-pooing Levia 2 weeks ago. I'm ready.
June 30th. Levia sucks.
I have one from a certain other podcast host saying I can't wait for Levia to still suck, and I'm like, I screenshot it right away. I was like,
can't wait.
Listen,
leak the DMs.
Leak the DMs. Well, this was he said it public, and his name rhymes with snake. No, it's Flake. And Flake, if you're watching, and I know he's not because he had chili tonight, and he's probably just passed out right after. But we love you, Matt. What's your third pick?
So this one was amazing. The spoiler was great. But the person who spoiled it put a lot of effort, a lot of work into it. Really appreciated all the time they put into this. I can see your smirk coming up. I would like to congratulate Philip for one of the best spoiler reveals of the season. I think he used his website Fabrary to an amazing extent. Just doing a little puzzle, hiding little clues around. Quite frankly, we, as soon as it dropped, 12:01, the Buds Discord was on a hunt. All 10 of us, all of us together. We were sending clips of messages. We were barely talking to each other, but we were just kind of putting clues together. If you can imagine, if a Discord call was doing an escape the room together, it was kind of like that.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun, right? Because everybody had figured one thing out. And it was just and we all couldn't figure out what the Diablo thing was. And Philip actually hopped in himself to give a little hint too, which was really cool. I think Philip, I don't know if he goes by Phil, I'd shorten it always, but Philip did a great job. And I actually messaged him later. I was like, hey, if you want to use the arcane alphabet in the future for some puzzles, here you go. So maybe we got some more stuff down the pipe for some arcane puzzles on February. You heard it here first.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, yeah. I mean, that was a lot of fun. I thought you were going somewhere else, and I was getting a little upset that I wasn't going to be able to pick this card. But no, guys, shout out to February. They do such a great job, and just like all for free, and it's like the best website ever.
Yeah.
And
It's honestly, like, if you're like, February is just great. You know, they do an amazing job with their stats. They do an amazing job, just like 10 out of 10.
I got to pick a card from a spoiler video that Gary and I had talked about, you know, kind of on our little, you know, group chat.
Mm-hmm.
How amazing it was. It is the Tall Timmy's spoiler for Beckoning Light was.
I really wanted to pick it, but
just incredible. I mean, if you haven't watched the Tall Timmy's spoiler video for this,
I'm gonna grab the link real quick. It's so good.
It was just hilarious. Like for you know, for context, a lot of this was a shorter turnaround time for content creators than normal, right? They normally get 2 weeks minimum. Most people got like 5 days, right? And so, like, you know, you're kind of like in a rush. Like, you know, how do you like kind of figure out what to do in such a short amount of time? And, you know, and Tall Timmy's like, oh, I'll just hang out at my what is it, the LGS or whatever, and like we'll just like put the posters of the characters on a thing. We'll pretend to be them, and it was just so silly and so Tall Timmy that it was just God. It was
I'm still laughing about it.
It had me dying, and it was just great. And the card's awesome. And I picked Beckoning Light because the card's quite good. It has recursion, which is really cool. And especially within it, it just kind of works with a lot of what New Bolton's trying to do. I can't wait to build New Bolton. It just seems it's very underrated, I think, and it feels like it's going to be super good. Yeah. And Beckoning Light, kind of as my pick, will kind of encompass all the Bolton cards. But I had to give a shout out to Tall Timmy because it was awesome.
Yeah, the lineup shot with all the shadow heroes and their barbecue tools. It's just so good. Yeah, once you're done watching this video, you gotta watch the Tall Timmy spoiler video if you missed it. It's perfect. Yeah, so my next one. Who do I give credit to? Who do I validate their effort for? Is it gonna be you, Tom?
I mean, I don't.
No, definitely.
No. You wouldn't dare.
No, I wouldn't do that. I loved Dead Summer's video. Just like the music video with all the pictures. It's just Morlock Hill.
Yeah, Morlock Hill.
Yeah, Morlock Hill. This card is it's very situational, but it's extremely good. Oh yeah, I forgot we all watched it. We all watched it together, didn't we? Yeah, in the Buds Discord. That was so good because I played it while we were But yeah, I forgot. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you for that. But yeah, Morlock Hill. This card is really cool. I hope we get a lot more cards like this in the future. Because, like, quite frankly, this card is going to see minimal play, probably in Kasai decks, maybe Dory Blitz decks, because they need the help, right? Mm-hmm. But like, I want to see a lot more cards like it. I think that you can do so, and it makes Morlock Hill makes so much sense for Dead Summer because he does a lot of lore content. So it's like it's very on the nose for the content creator that got the card, while also being just a fantastic card lore wise. Yeah. I mean, you know, what can we say about Dead Summer that hasn't been said already? I mean, Kale just knocks out of the park every single time, and the video was awesome. The music was really cool, and it's such a thematic card. It was like perfect for Dead Summer, right? It's just like dripping in lore, and I don't know how he pulls it off every single time. And yeah, it was awesome. And it's a good pick. Mine
Number 4 pick comes from Savage Land News,
Oh yeah.
who spoiled Rugged Roller, which we hinted at earlier. It's the new weapon for Brute. It's a 1 for 6, and that's all you need to know about it. No, and that's
That
it.
video though is so good.
This video is good, and it's just the card is the most fun ever. It's like, for those of you who don't know, it's a 1 for 6, but you're only allowed to attack with it if you rolled a 6. So you are just tied into a game plan with that card, and it's super powerful and great. And guess what? If you roll a 6 on Scabskins, you got 3 action points to play with, and one of them is going to be this Rugged Roller 1 for 6. So like, it is for gamblers and gamblers only, and I love it. It's so much fun, and God, it was just really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cards. Like there's we have a Brute player who works in statistics at our shop.
Mm-hmm.
Enrique, I think his name is, and he brings a little like dice roller cup with him, and I cannot wait for him to build this deck, because he plays like Rolling Thunder, and he plays like all the rolling cards in his Rhinar deck, because he both loves rolling dice, but he says that these statistics work out to be in his favor, so he plays it. You know what I mean? Which is so cool. But yeah, so for my 5th pick, I will concede this game of chicken to Flake. No, I'm just kidding.
What the F? No.
To Dr. Fresh.
No, I did not get my PhD, but thank you.
I loved. But long story short, there's a lot that goes into making a spoiler video from the behind the scenes, and you put in so much work behind the scenes. The Buds might know your like cousin Dan from the episode that he was on, but when you posted that picture of your sister, cousin Dan, and Lady Fresh all in the woods. Yeah. With your sister in the wheelbarrow with the camera, I was like, oh man, I know this is gonna be nuts, because like it was pretty nuts, because I can imagine Becca being shaken around all down that hill. It's just
well, yeah, you don't want to hear. I'd be like, you would love to hear the actual audio from the camera that I had to edit out, because it's like just like heavy breathing, and my sister go, like and like laughing at me for like the way I was running.
Trudging.
Yeah. I mean, I had to go slow because I kept outrunning them. So,
but yeah, no, I thought that the video was great. Lady Fresh sent me a picture of the Wraith too. So before you had showed the Buds, I got to see the Wraith, and I was like, oh man, I cannot wait to see this.
It was a lot of fun to make. It was.
Yeah. And then I will say, behind the scenes, we changed our names in the Buds Discord to the name of the card, just like as a slow trickle. And then the few days before, you were like showing a few pieces of the card, which I thought was really cool. So it was really comprehensive. I got to see a lot of the work, so I do post in the Patreon channel. Yes,
I did. Listen. I have some funny. Like, I should do the blooper reel, put it on Patreon, because it's pretty funny. I got a whole clip of my face starting to laugh and my sister being confused and then she turns around the camera, and my cousin Dan in the Wraith costume is doing the floss dance, and it was so maybe that'll end up on Patreon. Check it out; it's in the show notes.
But. Yeah, but no, I mean, I don't get to see everybody else's effort. Obviously, I'm sure everybody puts a lot of effort in, but I wanted to just recognize your effort, because I could tell that you were putting a lot of time into it.
Yeah. I mean, it was a lot of fun. It was my first spoiler, so I wanted to try really hard. I mean, I think I would try really hard regardless. But geez, I think my last one though came from Kiki.
Oh yeah,
which
they did a great job.
Kiki was doing like like a lot of language stuff and like ciphers and stuff on Twitter, and it was really cool. And people were like, "Oh, what's going on here?" They were telling a story, and it people were like trying to figure it out, like, "Oh, what does this mean? What does that mean?" And then finally, we got Shaden Scream, which is, I mean, not even close. I think probably my favorite art in the set. If you didn't see it, Shaden Scream. It is just so gnarly and just, God, it's just spooky and weird and brute and just like terrible, and it's awesome, and I can't wait. Like I want to cosplay it. I want to like create like a dude and then me kind of sticking out of the dude's mouth, right? Like that just seems amazing. So Shade Scream was dope, and shout out to Kiki, that was awesome, and Mara helped apparently, and that's really awesome too. So
Yeah,
good draft.
good draft. Yeah, honestly, on the cutting room floor, some good cards. There was a lot of good angels. This is very very clearly shadow biased. I thought Finos was really funny because he got everybody super hyped for a new a new hero,
Made sense.
and then it was just the same. But then he also had the Herald of Erudition one, and the Herald of Erudition one is broken.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah. Honorable mention Wall of Cogs, which is too broken they couldn't even print it.
Yeah.
But I think it's gonna do it, buddy. You got a meal of the
Hell
week and some plugs.
I was trying to think about my meal of the week. I didn't. I wanted. I want to shout out. They went to some great meals in Montreal. Went to some bagel places. I did have a good. We went to Conveyor Belt Sushi I guess yesterday for the 4th of July. We went to the sushi restaurant for 4th of July, because we got rained out of the Parkway stuff, the like Wawa Welcome America concert or whatever. And so that was, it was nice. I actually got to meet up with your sister, and our mutual friend Ben, the Harrison's Heat, and hashtag @GangarGang on Instagram. But it was a great time. I don't really get to see them, and it's nice to chat. I love a Buds hang. Sorry, I couldn't make it to. Our local group had a cookout in Jersey, but I had already made some other plans, and then they got rained out in the end anyway. It was a whole thing. But it was a great week. Happy to be back. Can't wait for pre-release this weekend. We're gonna have a lot of high rolls, a lot of low rolls to talk about next week. As far as plugs go, just keep hanging around. Come on, join the Buds Discord. I think we're at like 160 members. We're all just kind of hanging out, talking about games, talking about Flesh and Blood, talking about life. A lot of great food going around too. We're almost at 500 subscribers, so Tom can dress up like Leviah, and I can be 13 people in a TikTok. So, the pizza today, I had a chicken bacon ranch pizza, and a sausage slice too. So,
sounds good, buddy. I wish I've never done conveyor belt sushi. I would like to do that.
Come on into the city. We'll go.
Sounds good. I'll come on down. My meal of the week. Tonight I made, so like we were all feeling a little gross here at the Fresh House after like like a lot of hot dogs and stuff like that over the past couple of days. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna make something like super clean, so it's super easy. So I made like a miso soup, some veggies, some rice, and then like some pickled vegetables, and it was just like a super easy meal, and it just tasted good, but didn't feel like I was destroying my body, which is great sometimes, but I think today was the day where I was feeling like not doing that. So it was good. It was good, and I implore people to try that sometimes. Try something new. Try something like clean. Yeah. Like I didn't use an ounce of oil or butter, which was like, and It still tasted good, right? awesome. So, hey, it's good. Capolo, my sister's going to Tokyo in September. You should hang out with her. And Cass says, shout out to Joey Chestnut.
Oh yeah,
unstoppable.
How many?
Like 50,
do you know?
I don't remember. I don't know if he beat his record, but he won again.
I saw this pretty wild TikTok that was like, I think I said it to you. It's like, what's the over under on the number of glizzies that Joey Chestnut's gonna eat today?
People were betting.
It was like the over under was 73 dogs, and the whole TikTok was like, this is easy money. He hasn't hit 73 he's hit 73 in the last 3 of 5 years, but those 3 years were the first 3 of the 5. Put the money on under. Let's go. It was so good.
It's a lock.
It's a lock.
But yeah, you can continue to find me on Twitter at FreshBudsPod. Check out the Discord. Check out the Patreon. Check out Fresh and Buds. Great episode tomorrow. I had a great chat with Hamish from Push the Point. It's going to be a awesome time. And yeah, I don't know. That's it. I think we did it. And I'm going to go sleep. But I'm not going to sleep. I have to upload the podcast first. After I upload the podcast, then I will sleep, buds. But until next time, see ya.
See ya. Hello.